Nachi free.
No one needs to die over Donald Trump.
There will be casualties on both sides. There will be, because people have to die to make a change in this world.
With all due respect, you are incorrect. It's not just that you're wrong in like some sort of morally superior way. I don't want to say that. I don't want to end up doing the same thing that the media is finally waking itself up to with their smug sense of superiority. I don't want to do that. But you are incorrect on this. There is a time and place for an armed rebellion. If we were being attacked by a foreign entity, if we were being occupied by a foreign entity, number two, or number three, our own government was so suffocatingly oppressive like it is over in Cuba, where my family's from. Yes, and I know for anybody who follows my videos, I must sound like a one-note Johnny when it comes to Fidel Castro. But I will continue grunting that tune through gritted teeth, because I am starting to see a very similar pattern here. And then it's a shame when I have to see some of my ex-favorite comics like Bill Maher conclude the opposite.
I know this is a comedy show, and I'm going to try to keep it on that level, but it's not fucking funny. There is a slow-moving right-wing coup going on. Media, do your fucking job.
Yes, media, do your job, which you are part of, Bill Maher, and stop trying to incite violence. You are basically inciting violence.
So obviously, anytime anybody shoots a policeman, it's just abhorrent, and there's no and ifs or buts about it. So I don't condone it, but I understand it.
Those are veiled threats that people misinterpret, and they manifest themselves in the youngins out there, going ahead and protesting and calling for not just violence, revolution. More voices need to come out, because it was a silent majority that got Trump elected. Start vocalizing how we are not going to put up with these. And that is not a veiled threat, but the majority of people, the same people that were silent enough about voting for Trump and you did not catch them in the polls, they are going to be the same people who are not going to put up with this. A lot of these protests and riots, or the protests that become riots, they're usually corralled and they are contained, because I'm starting to inform myself about how they work. I'm starting to read up on them. I'm keeping track of many of these riots. Right now, I've been trying to inform myself about the Miami riots from back in the 80s, beginning with the McDuffie riots in 1980, and then the three that followed afterwards throughout the decade. People have died needlessly, all right? And they are almost always begun as protests, and we have one tomorrow at Bayfront Park. I'm not going to attend. I'm going to protest the protests by not going to the protests. I'm going to try to ignore them. I'm going to try to actually disattach myself from the news for a little while. And yet, I'm going to check in, but for only like maybe 5 or 10 minutes at best, just to make sure that that little protest tomorrow doesn't turn into a riot. These are needlessly tense times, and we all need to come together. We really do. And thanks for watching.
Homegrown